Hey everyone, how you doing? Here with another knife review. Today we're looking at the Boker Kwaiken Tuxedo version, as Blade HQ is calling it. Pretty awesome knife. I'm a longtime fan of really all Quakens, but the Boker Kwaiken was the first Quaken I ever got. And this one has some changes, that if you can't tell already, but there's probably more than what you just look at initially. And I'll kind of go through that, but first I want to get into the specs. The overall length is 8.375 inches. This is a 3.5 inch blade with VG10 blade steel. Fairly thin blade, really reasonable, I think, blade stock. It's not too thick, it cuts really well. This is 0.125. It is a hollow grind, and this has a satin finish on the recurve hollow grind area here, and then almost like a linear, almost like a hand satin on the flats. The has on the outside here you have a titanium bolster area, carbon fiber scale overlaying, and then the liners are, and this is the biggest change, they're titanium as well. And that has helped to save quite a bit of weight. The handle length is 4.875 and the handle thickness is 0.52. So very comfortable. This is the most exciting part about the knife, is it weighs in at, what is it, like 3.55 ounces. So why is that so significant? Because the standard Boker Kwaiken with the steel liners weighs in at almost a full ounce more. Let's see what this weighs in at. 4.35. Is that right? 4.35. And this new one here, 3.55. So yeah, you have almost a whole ounce shaved off just because they decided to go with titanium. Pretty cool. So yeah, there's there's been so many different versions of the Boker Kwaikens over the years. They've all been rocking the IKVS ball bearings. And the VG10 blade steel is an upgrade because the original came with Oz 8. So VG10 is a little bit better. But they're all really good. What you're looking at here is the very first, this is the Boker Plus. It is the limited edition, or I think it's the Blade HQ exclusive. And what it came with was the orange, I believe, yeah, G10 scales instead of the like an OD green. I don't know, I think it was micarta actually. And it had this has a bigger flipper, or thumb tab rather, so it's easier to deploy it. As you can see, I chopped it and exposed this blade tang, rounded it off a little bit, and made it a flipper. It flips very well. And then just acid stone wash and all that good stuff, just to make it look battle worn. Still gotta put a new edge on there, but yeah. So pretty cool, love the knife, but it's heavy, especially for as slim and sleek as it is. You know, it's much heavier than it needs to be, just because it's really thick, heavy steel liners that are not milled or drilled or anything like that. This is just a customized one that I got from what was once called Bauer Blade Works. Now it's Smock Knives, I believe. He's doing his own custom knives. And he made this to order. Pretty awesome. I asked him to do some blood red G10 underneath, some really cool carbon fiber. And then the flush gear pattern backspacer, and he nailed it. Really cool acid stone wash finish as well. Put a great edge on there with a wicked edge. And did the flipper adjustment as well. But what's happened throughout these different generations of Boker Kwaikens is first they didn't have the flipper. Then I think they even did some runs where they did this themselves because people were modifying them. So they said, well, we'll do that. And then they came out with the, this newer one, which I like the handle better. I mean, even though this does feel a lot more ergonomic with this little finger choil here, it doesn't look as good. as this more straight profile. I think that looks better. But I don't like this flipper tab. I really wish they would have made the handles like this, but then done something like that. Just expose the tab. I like that flipper better than this one. However, this one, they added jimping, and it really does help. It's not just there for looks, it actually works. So yeah, pretty cool. Makes me like it more. And what I'm gonna do is I have so much more to say about this knife, but I'm gonna do something here, because the main reason I got this knife, because I have so many Bokers, or I've had so many Bokers, that I really thought, man, all the titanium on this could look really cool if I just did something. And you know, what I had in mind, we'll have to show you here, because I was really planning on doing this for a while. I was waiting for the right Boker to do it to. So let's just see what happens. All right, so let's check this out. Before and after. Yes, boom, green. It's actually a really cool green that I was trying to get. It's kind of a goldish green. Pretty freaking sweet. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a ton of people who've customized Bokers. It's just, or I'm sorry, the Boker Kwaiken, but this thing, oh my gosh. I just thought it would look awesome with black and green. The black carbon fiber with this gold and green sort of color really accents it well. Classy, classy. So yeah, pretty sweet. I'm a big fan of these. These are, as you know, a knife I'm in love with. I love the design, but I was really drawn in by this particular knife because I thought that giving it some color like this would really contrast against it, all the colors and the schemes that it had. And I was just excited when I saw this particular model of the Boker Kwaiken, the Tuxedo version. So yeah, I like I told you before, I'm trying to get the lighting down, you know, better than it is now. It kind of sucks. So it probably drowns out just how green this really is. But yeah, pretty sweet. So anyway, just a little something I've wanted to do for a while. And I love that they really lightened this up with, you know, all titanium, the titanium bolster, titanium frame or liner, however you want to look at it, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer here. So pretty sweet. Anyway, this is, you know, I thought it was going to be the ultimate, the perfect. You know, it has a lot of potential because it is lighter. It's got more titanium. You can customize it if you like this look. It's a little more upscale, classier looking Quaken. I really like that. But one thing that I usually see with titanium when you don't have a steel lock bar insert is lock rock. Now the percentage of the lockup on this is good. You know, I think that's right about 50%. Yeah, maybe 45%. But it's good as far as percentage of lockup. What I have a problem with is the lock rock that happens when I flip it open. It's been wearing in a little bit, but it really sticks. And sometimes it sticks to the point where I have to really get in there and force it, and it becomes pretty uncomfortable. So it almost seems like the more I do it, the more it sticks. So there is a bit of lock rock there, which I really, you know, I'm disappointed by. But, you know, I know they're trying to keep these knives at a price point, and, you know, they're still really great, don't get me wrong, but, you know, they're just not, you know, hitting a home run with these yet. And they're getting closer. There's so many great things that each of the variations of this knife, or each of the models of this knife, offer. So many different improvements that they've undergone over the years, and I think they're great, and they offer a lot of value in some regards. But yeah, there's just certain things that are kind of fundamental. You know, I think most people would really like to have smooth lockup and not have to worry about that lock rock aspect of things that can get a little annoying. But not the end of the world, just a little something I noticed, and I was surprised. Oh, I wasn't surprised by it, I was just hoping it wouldn't happen. I was a little surprised on how much it was locking. There were times that this really was just crazy hard to get undone. Now, yeah, I just had to look. I use nail polish on the pretty much anything that's going to be metal to metal. I cover up with, you know, on the inside pivot, I always cover up with nail polish or something that's going to be resistant to the etching solution I put this in before I anodize it. And that's just to, you know, maintain tolerances and make sure that nothing gets messed up. You should always do that. But I just checked to see if I had any nail polish on there, and I don't, because it seems to be a little bit less lock rocky, if you will, compared to you know, before I anodized it. So it almost feels a little bit better. Still sticky, but before I would flip it really fast or really hard like that, and it still sticks, but it was really bad. So it's a little better now. It's also really cold where I'm at right now, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I doubt it, but it seems to be better, so that's good. But I just want to point out that this particular knife, I'm getting lock rock quite a bit. And I just know better from all the knives that I've handled and owned and used, that it's not going to wear very well. When you have titanium to steel, it's just going to break up, and it's going to start latening, and you're going to have issues and yada yada yada. So if they would have put a steel lock bar in here, that'd be awesome. But I do like that in this particular version, they you know, used so much titanium just for the purpose of customizing it this way. I've been wanting to do something like that for a while, so pretty cool. The fit and finish is pretty good. You know, there's some areas here that aren't completely aligned or centered, so I'll try to show you this. The carbon fiber doesn't line up perfectly with the bolster titanium here. The bolster titanium overhang sticks out just a little bit further on this side, and the carbon fiber sticks out just a little bit further on that side. So as you can see, the carbon fiber is just a little bit canted, you know, so instead of perfectly straight, it is just a little bit tilted that way. So you know, just a little observation I had there, nothing crazy, but this side looks pretty damn perfect, and you'll notice that it is almost perfectly centered, if not perfectly centered, on the liner that it's resting on top of. So that's nice. You have pretty much the same amount of liner exposed on both sides on the back side of the handle, whereas on the front side you may notice that there's more of the liner exposed underneath on the top portion here, as opposed to on the bottom here. There's a little bit less. So everything's a little bit off center on the display side, and as I mentioned a moment ago, the carbon fiber is misaligned. So it's not dramatic. I don't think a lot of people would notice it, just something that I was seeing when I was scoping this out, looking it over. Otherwise, it looks really good. I really like how, you know, the Quakens are real slim and they have these contoured handles. You know, it does feel good in the hand. I love that they added some jimping on the flipper here. As much as I hate this flipper design itself right here, I do like that they put that jimping. So very smooth action. You know, nice solid detent. I've had another version of this where it was all carbon fiber and steel liners, and it had a black wash blade, which looked really cool, but there is almost no detent at all, like barely anything. And I bet I could probably shake this one out. Yeah, but, you know, and it wasn't hard, but it was like that. That's all it took with the other one. It was just nothing. This one, I have to really give it a nice abrupt jerk. So it doesn't have a very strong detent, but it does have a very good flipping action. So I doubt people would really have to worry about that with this type of knife, you know, it coming open in their pocket or anything like that. I very highly doubt that. But if I was going to put this into like a, you know, a bug out bag or just throw it loosely into a backpack or something like that, I would definitely think twice. But that's, I don't think, how most people would use, handle, or carry a knife like this, especially when it's anodized to look all crazy awesome like that. But anyway, I'm pretty stoked with the outcome. I hope the lighting is picking up how awesome that color looks. That golden green color, very, very cool. Really looks nice with everything all put together. Let's see here. Centering is almost perfect, maybe just a little to the left. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The lockup is solid. There's zero blade play in any direction. How do I say it? The IKBS is a pain in the ass to work on should you need to take this thing apart. That's okay because I don't think most people are going to take these apart, but if you do, just know the IKBS bearings are loose and you're going to want to use some oil or something to get them gathered in the right place. They did channel set some areas in here that makes it a little easier to keep the ball bearings where you want them to be. And again, in earlier models, they didn't have that, so that's another improvement. Let's see, am I leaving anything out? I don't think so. I really like that they have these bevels, these chamfers in here. Makes it easy to get your finger in there. It's very nice. That's excellent over some of the previous models. The finishes on the blade, I really like that they have like a standard you know, machine satin. That's nothing fancy, it looks fine, but it contrasts very nicely. See if I can pick this up. You almost get like a hand satin rub look lengthwise on the blade, on the flats, which looks really good. And then again, just like a standard machine sort of satin finish on the swedge here. Yeah, but a very nice looking knife. I really like that also on these later models, you can run your finger over the top towards the end here and not snag your finger on the tip. On earlier models, that was a modification I would have to do, is grind down, you know, just the spine portion right from about here down. Very gradual, very subtle, just take off just a little bit off the top right here. And the reason why is when you'd close this, okay, it would sink in far enough to where if you run your finger back and forth, it won't catch on the tip. And Boker has caught onto that and has done that themselves, so that's very nice as well. So, you know, they're really getting these, you know, more refined, if you will, in my opinion anyway, and they're getting to be nicer and nicer, and I really do like what I'm seeing. Still nothing, in my opinion, that I want to hold on to for my own collection. Really, I love this knife so much, but I'm really looking for just that perfectly refined, you know, just completely squared away, or a little more squared away version of the Boker Kwaiken. Now, I have seen a couple, haven't handled them, that are coming out. First of all, those mini Quakens are pretty cool. I personally don't have a need for anything smaller. That's what I like so much about these I believe they're 3.5 inch blades. I handle so many freaking knives, I forget. Yeah, 3.5 inch blade. You know, I don't need anything smaller than that. I don't want anything smaller than that. This is very sleek, slender design. It's not big and bulky. It's a great everyday carry option. So I don't need to make it smaller, but some people really like smaller knives. So those mini Boker Kwaiken are going to be even more appealing, especially those people who are restricted by blade length, and those people who decide to acknowledge those silly laws. you know, don't want to get in trouble if they're for some reason caught carrying a blade that's over 3 inches. So you may be restricted and love those mini Boker Kwakens, and I get that. But I just saw this one that was full size, and it had a G10, full black G10 handle scale on it, and it had like this diagonally cut bolster, and it was just standard, kind of smoother textured G10 on the bolster area here, but the rest of it had almost like a wood grain finish on it. It looked really cool. It was a black blade, so it was very tactical looking. That was pretty cool. But again, it really comes down to they look great. You're getting a good deal, I think, for the price. They're really excellent knives for the price. I mean, outstanding for the price. And you're getting good blade steel. VG10 is a good blade steel. Okay, you're going to be able to hold a very sharp edge, and it's going to hold it pretty well. You know, this isn't premium blade steel, but it is very good, and it's extremely corrosion resistant. So that's another great thing about an everyday carry knife using VG10 blade steel. You don't have to worry about it, you know, rusting up on you if you're carrying it and you know, maybe you sweat a lot, or it's, you know, subjected to very humid climates, and you know, this is one less thing to worry about. So very cool in that regard. And again, I think that these Boker Kwakens, if you love the design like I do, and you're happy with the fit and finish, which I think is pretty decent, then jump on them, because they are pretty awesome. Just so you know, I will be auctioning this knife off. Let me know if you're interested, because I'm kind of deciding where I'm going to auction it. And if there's a lot of people that comment on this video and they want this, then I'll probably just make it known right on my channel where everybody can go and bid on it. Otherwise, it might be more of like a private sale. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. I always value your feedback. And once again, thanks for watching. Take care.